It all started with a late-night conversation fueled by curiosity and a dash of adrenaline. My name is Alex, and I've always been intrigued by the unknown. So when the topic of Area 51 came up during a late-night hangout with friends, I couldn't resist the urge to explore it firsthand. Imagine what secrets could be hidden out there, my friend Mark mused, taking a sip of his drink. I've heard all sorts of stories about aliens and government experiments. His words ignited a spark in me. The idea of uncovering hidden truths and witnessing paranormal phenomena firsthand was too enticing to ignore. So, fueled by equal parts curiosity and youthful recklessness, I made a decision that would change everything I was going to drive to Area 51. Leaving the comforts of home behind, I embarked on the journey to the heart of the Nevada desert, where Area 51 lay shrouded in mystery. The landscape transformed gradually as I drove further away from civilization, the urban sprawl giving way to vast expanses of arid desert. The desert stretched out before me like an ocean of sand, its dunes undulating in the distance beneath the scorching sun. The air shimmered with heat, distorting the horizon and blurring the line between reality and mirage. Despite the harshness of the environment, there was a strange beauty to the desert. The muted hues of sand and rock formed a natural canvas, painted with the subtle brushstrokes of time and weathering. Occasionally, a lone cactus or scrub brush would break the monotony, a testament to life's resilience in the face of adversity. As I drove deeper into the desert, the isolation enveloped me like a cloak, amplifying the sense of anticipation and uncertainty. With each passing mile, the allure of Area 51 grew stronger, drawing me inexorably closer to its enigmatic borders. But beneath the surface beauty of the desert lay an ominous undercurrent, a reminder of the dangers that lurked in the shadows. Stories of disappearances and strange occurrences whispered through the desert winds, serving as a stark reminder of the perils that awaited those who dared to venture too far from the beaten path. And yet, despite the warnings and the palpable sense of unease, I pressed on, driven by a mixture of curiosity and determination to uncover the truth that lay hidden within the heart of Area 51. As the sun began its descent towards the horizon, casting long shadows across the desert landscape, I finally reached the outskirts of the restricted zone that housed Area 51. The air seemed to crackle with an electric energy, and a sense of foreboding washed over me as I approached the perimeter. Barbed wire fences stretched as far as the eye could see, topped with warning signs adorned with ominous symbols. Trespassers would be prosecuted, they warned, a reminder of the government's determination to protect its secrets at all costs. Ignoring the signs, I pressed on, my heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. Each step brought me closer to the heart of the mystery, to the answers that had eluded humanity for decades. But as I drew nearer, a sense of unease began to gnaw at the edges of my consciousness. The desert seemed to come alive with unseen eyes, and the silence was deafening in its intensity. And then, just as I began to question the wisdom of my decision, I saw a strange silhouette moving in the distance, its form shrouded in shadow. My pulse quickened as I approached, my eyes straining to make out its features in the fading light. As I drew closer to the strange silhouette in the distance, my heart pounded with a mixture of excitement and fear. My eyes strained to make out its features as it moved with an unnatural grace, like a shadow gliding across the desert sands. Closer now, I could see that it was unlike anything I had ever seen before. Its form seemed to shift and contort with every step, as if it were composed of liquid darkness that flowed and ebbed with a life of its own. Its skin, if it could be called that, was a sickly pale hue, stretched taut over sinewy muscles that rippled beneath the surface. Jagged spines protruded from its back, twisting and curling like the branches of a gnarled tree, while its eyes burned with a malevolent intensity that sent shivers down my spine. But it was the creature's face that filled me with the most dread. There were no discernible features, no eyes, no mouth, only a gaping void that seemed to devour the light around it. And yet, I could feel its gaze boring into me, a silent accusation that filled me with a profound sense of unease. As it turned towards me, I froze in terror, unable to tear my eyes away from its form. And then, with a movement so swift it was almost imperceptible, it vanished into the darkness, leaving me alone in the desert with nothing but my fear and the knowledge that I had glimpsed something beyond the realm of human understanding. And then, as if sensing my presence, the creature turned towards me, its eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. Fear gripped me like a vice as I beheld its form, a twisted amalgamation of flesh and bone that defied all logic and reason. In that moment, I knew that I had stumbled upon something beyond my comprehension, something that should never have seen the light of day. With a sense of dread that chilled me to the core, I turned and fled, my mind reeling with the enormity of what I had witnessed. The encounter with the mysterious creature left me shaken to my core, my mind reeling with a whirlwind of emotions. Fear coursed through my veins like ice water, paralyzing me with its icy grip as I stood alone in the vast expanse of the desert. Every instinct screamed at me to flee, to put as much distance as possible between myself and whatever malevolent force lurked in the shadows. With trembling hands, I stumbled back to my car, my heart hammering in my chest with each panicked breath. As I peeled away from the desolate landscape, the memories of the encounter haunted me like ghosts in the night. The creature's twisted form and soul-piercing gaze replayed in my mind, each image more terrifying than the last. I couldn't shake the feeling that I had stumbled upon something beyond my understanding, something ancient and malevolent that should never have been disturbed. And yet, despite the overwhelming sense of dread that gnawed at the edges of my sanity, a part of me couldn't help but wonder what other secrets lay hidden in the depths of the desert. But for now, survival was paramount. With a heavy heart and a mind filled with dread, I left the enigma of Area 51 behind me, vowing never to return to that cursed place again.